Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is weekly tarot messages. If you're new here, these are essentially just quick snapshots of the potential energies, challenges, along with some guidance and advice for your week ahead so that you can hopefully navigate these energies in the best possible way. I always tell everybody, regardless of the dates that they come with, they are timeless. So whenever you land on these readings is when you were meant to hear them. So keep that in mind if you get caught up in the dates. I always tell everyone to give yourselves a second to feel into messages 1 through 4, and I will get started with message number 1. Hello, message 1. So if you're not new here, you know the kinds of cards I usually use for the weeklies, but I decided to try something a little bit different just because the energies out in the world right now with all the different planetary shifts, crazy moons, eclipse energy, the spring equinox, there's so much spiritual energy that I decided to use different cards this week. I just felt called to do that. Ooh, we've got shaman energy, and it's Raven. You are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. Ooh, okay. So a big call to action to step into your power, your shamanic power. You're likely somebody who can connect very well with earth elements, have this weird internal knowing and understanding of what you need. Maybe somebody who can use natural things from the earth to heal. Either way, you have a strong spiritual essence and you're being asked to really embody that this week. Also be open for spiritual messages, especially from birds, ravens in particular. As this says, you're the keeper of mysteries. You have wisdom and knowledge, healing capabilities that other people need at this time. This could even be your heads up from spirit that you're about to be called into this much more significant, bigger role this week. It starts to shift. It starts to happen for you. Recognition. The universe will help you recognize signs and miracles. Yep. Really be spiritually open this week. Maybe do some meditations with opening up your crown and your third eye, because I feel like my message 1 choosers are really going to be spiritually connected, really be in receptive mode, highly attuned energetically for a lot of spiritual connection, truth, wisdom, nudges from the universe, really showing you the way forward to really start embracing and embodying this energy that you naturally have. Yeah, pay attention to signs and miracles. Okay, in the challenge position, we've got Cupid energy. Love is in the air when Cupid is around. Okay, so a couple of things showing up here. Some of you might be being guided towards a person, a love interest. And because we have the universe sending you signs and miracles, and we have this amazing, attuned, embodied energy of the shaman who knows, who walks the earth with strong intuition, understanding, I feel like it's a bit of a heads up, because this is coming out in the challenge, to really be present so that you do not miss opportunities for love or connection this week, for meet cutes and divine intervention coming in, throwing people and persons and situations in your path that connects to love in some way, whether romantic or like a kindred spirit, like a friendship. That's beautiful. I think it's more love though, more romantic love. You're being asked to really embody this energy that you naturally hold, to use your wisdom, your acumen, and your knowledge to connect to what's true about this potential connection that wants to show up for you, to trust it. Wow. Guys, it's happy. Embrace your loving connection and be happy. And this is twofold message 1. It is your happy, loving connection to the universe, to the spiritual realm, to the embodiment of your spiritual essence, which in turn connects you to the right people, love, romance, and situations. So 2 things happening for you this week. You know what? An affirmation you could use is I am that I am. I embody that. I am the shaman. I know, I understand, I heal, I trust. I'm highly intuitive and very connected to wisdom and truth. Embrace your loving connection and be happy. Wow. Oh my goodness. Attract. The appeal of soul pairing goes beyond superficiality. Woo. Okay. Huge message for my group 1 choosers. You are about to be put on a path towards the right person, situation, love interest, romantic partner. This is spiritual in nature. This is like deeply soulmate, kindred spirit connection, divinely orchestrated, a fated meeting. And you want to embody this energy of that raven with the magic, with the receptivity, with the connection to knowing what's real and true, not discounting this. That's crazy. The appeal of soul pairing goes beyond superficiality. So a bit of a heads up there too. If at first you don't find yourself particularly attracted physically, stay open. Stay open, because there is absolutely more to a person than just what's on the surface level, that superficiality. Stay open. Okay, wowzers. Bloom and attract more than butterflies. Wow, that's your final message from Spirit. Attract more than butterflies. Yeah. Major transformation happening on, I feel like, 2 levels. So spiritual opening and awakening to who you are, what you're capable of, your true intuitive, magical healing abilities, which is in turn attracts partnership in a huge way. It's showing up like crazy here. And the universe is very, very much guiding you towards this person. This is fated. This is destined connection. And this says, bloom, allow yourself to move through it, to grow through it, to trust it, and attract more than butterflies. And you know, butterflies are pretty on the surface and they look so gorgeous, but you know what? There's that energy there too of like moths can be just as beautiful. Ladybugs are cute. It's sort of being open like that, right? And being careful not to go into superficiality. I can't reiterate that enough. This is not going to be by mistake. Somebody's being put in your path for a very strong and positive reason. Like I said, it's destined. So stay open. Embody this shamanic energy. You've got massive connection and change on the way this week, message 1. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I'm wishing you all the best possible week, and I hope you guys all have an amazing week. And I'd be really interested if any of this happens for any of you. So drop a comment. If it does, I'd be very fascinated to know. This is such a strong and powerfully connected message. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. So I'll be mentioning at the start of each of these messages, I'm using entirely different cards from what I would normally use when it comes to weekly tarot messages. Because of all the crazy energies in the sky, all the big shifts that have recently happened with planetary movements, equinox, moons, and eclipses, I just felt called and compelled to use more spiritually based cards this week. Ooh, nice. Horse energy, freedom. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. Ooh, so kind of fast moving energy coming your way, being asked to embody this horse energy because it's going to connect you to massive freedom, liberation, and new passions, purposes, and abundance, it feels like for me. But you're going to want to kind of tap into any reserves you have to keep this energy going and momentum up. Motivation will always wane. So it's like discipline, having that discipline to back this energy up. As it says, a greater purpose calls you. Anything that starts stirring within you, anything that you feel compelled to look at, understand, research, move towards, listen to it. It's happening for a reason. Very like connected to that Chariot card in the regular tarot, right? Just fast moving energy. And you're going to want to make sure that you're feeling good mentally, physically, and emotionally so that you can keep up with this. And full steam ahead, it feels like, really embrace this. Whatever is creatively sparked within you, inspired, it feels like it's divine inspiration coming in, and you should absolutely follow it. Okay, that was messy shuffling. Here we go. Barrier. Find ways around obstacles to find happiness. Okay, so where there has been blocks and barriers, or where you might feel like you're barricaded right now, like I do have this inspiration, this spark, this did come to me, but I don't really know how to move towards it. You will find a way around this. Kind of be resourceful and use your own sense of savvy and intuition, and you'll see your way through. Find ways around obstacles to find happiness, because whatever this is, or however difficult it may be to move towards, or how daunting it might feel, it is your connection and way to happiness, purpose, passion. Cherish. Okay. Protect your relationships well. Now, this is coming out in the challenge position. So this could suggest a couple of things. It could be that perhaps we get so caught up in our own stuff, which we all do, that sometimes we forget that we have some beautiful connections and relationships around us that also require our time, love, and attention. Maybe you're even going to be called this week to move towards these connections, because ultimately it's going to bring about that inspiration and creativity and like purpose forward, but we have to be willing to nurture them and cherish them. So making space for this, because it's coming out in the challenge position. Protect your relationships well. Also, with that protect energy, perhaps you have something that somebody that you're connected to could really benefit from. You have the answers. You know how to keep them feeling safe. And if you're being asked to step up in that way, absolutely step up in that way. The universe is guiding you towards that special someone. Just let everything take its course. Wow. You know what? Different from the first message, I feel like this one is not as romantic necessarily, but just the right person and situation. Something that's going to really help you feel ignited in that, to that horse energy, where your heart is pure and your purpose is calling you. And this person, this new connection, this new person is dropped in your path by the universe. It's divinely orchestrated so you could have this meeting, and it's going to propel you forward in some way into something beautiful, something very much aligned with who you are. Yeah. And it says that special someone, just let everything take its course. You know, that special someone, it could very likely be a romantic connection, but I do think there's two messages here. More the right person to help you guide you forward towards your passion and purpose. But for some of you, that this is very likely going to be a romantic partner. A smaller percentage, I think. Ooh, tree. Tell the tree what you really think. Interesting coming underneath that protect your relationships well. It's that energy that I was feeling, that if you have something, if you have wisdom, information, knowledge that you feel somebody else would benefit from, you care about this person, you have the intuition, you've seen the truth, and there's a little bit of hesitation around saying it. I feel like this is just confirming that. Tell the tree what you really think. You need to let your opinion needs to be known. What you think needs to be known. The information you have should be brought forth. It is going to push a situation forward in some kind of way. Absolutely. Tell the tree what you really think. Yeah. Don't hold back on your thoughts, feelings, opinions on anything. Whatever truths you have, protecting your relationships well, it needs to be spoken out, almost to bring things into better balance, I think, as well for some of you. But remember, we want to start up here with, we're connecting to the energy of freedom. We're seeing the way through to passion, to purpose. It's calling you. Likely, the universe is going to put someone in your path that is going to help guide you through this and towards something much better, right? We don't take everything at face value with that special someone. It could be a special purpose, a person who connects you to an opportunity that's going to lead you towards something that's for your best and highest good, that's really aligned with what you want. There's a lot going on here. But there are going to be some obstacles, so a little bit of a heads up. Find ways around it, because this is ultimately going to lead to your happiness. And if you have any kind of feeling this week of holding your tongue or not saying something for fear that, or maybe that won't be well received, I feel like there's a diplomatic way to say the things that need to be said, because I feel like it brings healing and more positive connection to your existing relationships. A lot of different things here. Okay, retreat. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. And I feel like that's to help you connect with that universal energy where there's discord, where you're not sure if you should speak up on something, where you're maybe holding back a little bit. That is not freedom. It's the opposite of that. It's feeling a bit restricted. So, and that's that barrier energy that's showing up at the start of this week, right? Feeling a little bit restricted. So it's about step back, retreat, go within. Ask the universe for understanding, wisdom, and guidance of how to navigate your situation the best possible way with diplomacy and connect you to the right people and things, because there's healing in that and empowerment, a lot of empowerment as a result. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment, like just breathe energy. And I feel like this is where you start, but ultimately, this is where it's taking you to that sense of freedom, passion, purpose, meeting the right people at the right time, speaking your truth, being somebody who is that a bit of a protector, but also ensuring that you are putting a lot of love and joy around your existing relationships and connections. I feel like you're somebody who's like kind of the glue in a lot of situations and family and things. Maybe you've forgotten that piece, and it might even be part of your passion and purpose. I could go off the rails getting really deep into all of this, but I think hopefully that you've received the main message. Take heart, retreat a little bit at the start of the week where there's barriers, where you're bumping up against those obstacles, because in doing so, breathing out, you are going to connect to that freedom that you need. And I do think it involves speaking up, providing some sort of answers or opinions in relationships and connections. This ultimately leads you to better connections and someone or something that's going to connect you to an opportunity, it feels like. Let me know in the comments if this sort of energy starts to show up for you. Anyways, I will leave that there. I hope that you all have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. So I've been mentioning to everybody that I'm using cards that I wouldn't normally use for the weeklies, just because of all the crazy energy that's happening around us and within the skies. The planetary shifts, the equinox, the eclipsed moons, the solar eclipsed moon, like just a lot. So I felt really called and compelled to go a little bit more spiritual with this week's messages, even though they're just the weeklies. What's that? Okay, we've got cat energy and independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. Yeah. In order to be free and independent, it requires you to be your authentic self, and something that should be embraced and not seen as strange or weird. Embracing that and embodying that wholeheartedly. As it says, you don't have to go with the crowd. And healing energy, showing up as that healer. You bring something far more unique than what the average Joe could bring. And it's about really recognizing that in yourself and stepping into that role more fully this week. Universe. The universe is guiding you towards that special someone. Just let everything take its course. Now, this kind of energy has been showing up a lot. This could be a romantic partner, but it could also be a special person who you feel very aligned with, very into, with, like a kindred spirit. Somebody who could be a best friend, or where you hit it off right away and you feel like you've known each other forever, who lights you up and probably shares your brand of originality and uniqueness in some kind of way, sees your light and wouldn't want you to be anything but yourself. It's like that. And it's divinely orchestrated. The universe is setting this energy up, this meeting up. Yeah, just let everything take its course. There's nothing that you have to do other than be yourself. Barrier. Wow. Cards coming out in a different context for the third message, but similar to message 2. Find ways around obstacles to find happiness, and that is coming in the challenge position. There have been obstacles, very likely, maybe even connected to where you haven't felt like you could be your authentic self, or where you've been able to embrace that independence. It's sort of like helpers coming in, someone coming in that will help hold up a mirror to you in some way and show you the truth about yourself. and help you see your way around whatever is tripping you up and causing difficulty. Yeah. And give yourself credit for having the ability to find your way through it and navigate through what might be difficult or acting as a barrier at this time. Ooh, reconciliation. Learn to reconcile with yourself. Okay. It feels like a push pull going on within you, message 3, almost like you're battling your own internal musings. Like it's like your soul is fighting with your ego, right? And you always want to let your soul be a little bit louder than the ego self, right? Because the ego is limiting. It tells us things about ourselves that we would never want to hear, almost like a nasty friend or so an ex-friend, perhaps. Reconciling the dissonance within you, big call for you this week, right? Learn to reconcile with yourself. Also, it's sort of about like let go and let God. It's making peace with things that are out of your control. And when we have a hard time letting go of control, it absolutely acts as a barrier to making new and positive connections, to stepping into authenticity, to embracing our true selves, and finding a way to connect to positive support, right? We can miss these things when we're too caught up in our heads and trying to control every little aspect of things. Yeah. Confusion. All seekers of truth will experience confusion. Ask the universe to provide the answers you need. And we've got universe here saying, hey, I'm here. I'm the main energy. I am guiding you. I want to support you. Let everything take its course. Allow things to flow so that you can go in the right direction towards the right person, the right situation, being authentic and trusting yourself, right? Letting go of control a little bit. This is what's causing all that confusion, reconciling that with yourself. Sometimes too, we can think that we have to be the fixer of all things, and we don't. We don't have to have our hand in every little problem. And I feel like that might be a true thing here for some of my group 3 choosers. It doesn't have to be you. It's sort of like, not my monkeys, not my circus. I don't have to solve all these problems. The universe wants to come in a big way for you this week. It wants to bring someone that is going to be a very, very big benefit to you in some way, a helper, a guide, a kindred spirit, a soulmate, that will help you connect and flourish and bloom and blossom towards your best life or your best connection or a new passion project or purpose. It's all like that to show you who you really are at a soul level, right? So I feel like the main message here is you can be independent and still look to other people for help and support. And you need that. We all need that in our lives. Yeah. Learn to reconcile with yourself. It's not my fault. I didn't cause it. I'm letting this go. This is not my problem to solve. Things like that, right? Letting go of control, relaxing a little bit, going with the flow. There's been a lot of that in all of my readings. There's always at least one message that comes through with this energy of really trying to force and push things to make them happen. Feeling like you have to be the doer of all the things. And I'm always so curious to know if it's the same people picking that message. Very, very much type A, leadership energy, very independent and strong, but coming into a time where connection is going to be of great benefit to you and allowing yourself to be helped and led. Discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. Okay, a couple of things with this. Discover. So this is about being open to new things, new ideas, that letting go of control, not being too rigid on how you think things should look or be. But the other piece of this is I always feel, because it's talking about looking at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun, that's early morning energy at sunrise, seeing the truth about something. So it always feels connected to dreams to me. Keep a dream journal beside the bed. You might receive universal wisdom or guidance just as you're waking up in the morning. And you're going to want to write it down because it's like a direct message for you about something that you need to do, shift, something coming your way. Perhaps this person who's going to connect you to like the best parts of yourself and towards something. So just keep that in mind. You might receive answers in your sleeping dreams. And you're going to want to wake up in the morning and write down what you got so that you don't lose it. It comes in so quick and then goes so just as quickly, doesn't it? When we receive answers in dreams. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there, message 3. I really do hope that you give yourself over to relaxing this energy a bit and to being more open to universal wisdom and guidance, because I really feel like it's going to propel you towards someone and something that's going to be a huge catalyst for a new beginning of some sort in your life. Yes. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there. I hope that you all have a fantastic week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. So I've been letting everybody, all the messages know that I am using different cards than I would normally use this week because I felt compelled to, because there's so much shift and change that's been happening in the skies that it's affecting all of us. Eclipses, solar eclipses, spring equinox, massive planetary movements that haven't been seen since like the 1800s. It's coming in crazy and chaotic. So I just felt really called to use more spiritually based cards for this week's weekly. Intuitive Loon energy. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Loon. Nice. Okay. Loons are also connected to mates, partnership, romantic especially, because I believe they mate for life. I could be wrong about that, so don't quote me. But I do know that they often connect to partnership. So there could be something to that. Either way, you're being told to really lean into the power of your own intuition this week. It is trying to guide you, and that this is probably not, at least at the very start of this week, won't be the week to be pushing too hard on anything or trying to make anything fit or happen, as this reflective energy is going to bring you some sort of guidance and wisdom that you need, and trusting what comes through is going to be really important, I feel, here for my message for choosers. Yeah, recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Using your intuition, trusting it. Yeah, that feels like a really important message that I need to drive home for my message for us. I feel like there might be a tendency to not trust your intuition or your niggles, overthink it, almost like, I don't have facts, I have feelings. And yes, facts are important, but I think it's about following the feelings and seeing where it leads. See if it can lead you to a fact. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but I'm definitely feeling that. Hunches and niggles are going to be really important. So at least at the start of this week message 4, give yourself time for like contemplation, meditation, if that works for you, reflection. It has a lot to say. Your intuition has a lot to tell you right now. Synchronicity. Divine soul matches have amazing moments of synchrony. That's a hard word to say. Divine matches. So divine soul matches have amazing moments of synchrony. Using your intuition, whether this is romantic or just a really positive kindred spirit coming in from your soul family, from your soul group, who you're like, oh my gosh, I just feel this person's energy so much. You're going to want to be open to this and using your intuition to trust that they're put in your path for a reason. There's so much of that energy showing up this week. Connections, connections, connections. Really having the divine and the universe step up for all of us and saying, okay, fate and destiny is incoming. Maybe that's why I felt like I needed to use these cards this week. But this is a divine soul match, romantic or otherwise. And there's this feeling that you might doubt this, but we'll see what else comes out. Oh my goodness. Connection. Your connection is eternal and unbreakable. This is a deep synchronicity. This is a deep soul match. Romantic or otherwise, this is from your soul family. Almost like, if you believe that we all chose to come down here to learn, to grow our souls, and that we are meant to meet certain people, they agreed to come play a partner life. It's like that. Powerful. And it's coming on the side of challenge. So connections might be something that has been difficult for you, message 4. Making them, keeping them, trusting them, all of that. But this is a bond that is eternal and unbreakable. This goes back lifetimes, I feel like, for my group 4 choosers. So be open to this. Trust your intuition. Here's the thing though. This might bring up fears too, especially if you've had hardship in the past when it comes to good connections, good friendships, good romantic partners that stuck around and that were just very in sync with you. that can act as a barrier or a block to ones that come in that are going to be. We can just immediately say no and shut down. So be mindful of that, because that feels like a little bit of a thing for me here too. Value. Yeah. Focus on things of value. So interesting too. Like if you should meet a person and maybe they do something or they appear a certain way and you're immediately put off, male, female, romantic or otherwise, think about the values though. Go back to that. What do I value in a person? What is the more fundamental important things to me? Because there will likely be synchronicity in that. Yeah. Just focusing on the things that matter to you. This is where you want your mind and heart to be going. There's so much overlap in all of the messages. There's a lot of cards here, but the same cards keep coming up. Tell the tree what you really think, using your voice, speaking your truth, being honest, sharing your opinion, who you truly are. That's what tell the tree let me say it again. That is what tell the tree what you really think is all about. Being honest, being authentic, speaking your truth, expressing yourself. It's needed, especially by way of this synchronistic meeting, destined, fated connection. You want to be real, authentic. Only speak things that are of value to you. What's real for you? What's true for you? Sort of like cut out the small talk, allow yourself to go deep right out of the gate. There's something to that here for me, for my group 4s. It's okay to do that. Yeah. I will say too, for some of you with this, listen to the song of your soul, trust your intuition. You have a way of knowing and stepping into solitude and really connecting, spiritually, and to help you recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. I almost feel like some of you don't feel worthy of this potential connection that could be coming in. So there's definitely a romantic component for some of you. But even by way of friendship, you might feel like, oh, they're on a different level than me. They're better. They're higher up. Don't let yourself get into that kind of energy. Okay. I am going to pull a final card here. Yeah. Synchronistic fated events this week. Big time. All about connections, romantic or otherwise, soulmates. Remember how important, though, it is, message forward, to you be speaking your truth this week. I really feel like that's super important. But tell the tree what you really think. Say what's on your mind. Speak your truth. Don't hold back. Opportunity. There's no use looking for luck. It arrives at unexpected times. Synchronicity. Wow. Just a reiteration. Opportunistic week. This is not by chance. Whatever this meeting is, this fated meeting, destined. It's destined. It's synchronized. Spirit's putting in your path at this time for a reason. Remember to stay and focus in your energy and focus on what matters to you, what you value, and to speak those truths out. Right. And any connection, even there's another little thing I'm just thinking there too, that it says your connection is eternal and unbreakable. Not only do I feel like, are you challenged to believe that in this new connection that comes through? But I also think that for some of you, it's your connection to spirit, to truth, to this intuition that's coming through. And maybe you have felt like it's been missing. And it hasn't. It's always been there. Like, it is unbreakable. It's eternal. It will always be available to you because you are naturally intuitive. Also, another thing coming through, I'm just going to say it. For those of you who have had difficulties in connections, maybe there's been arguments or fights, there's some sort of feeling that for some of you, this person can come back around more clear, more kind of after having the dust have settled, with a clearer mind and ready to discuss in a more mature way. For some reason, I feel like that could be true for some of you. So just keep that in mind. All right, message 4. I think I'm going to leave that there. This looks like a really beautiful week for synchronistic events, connections, and opportunities. But start the week off using your intuition, going within, reflecting, and trusting whatever you feel that comes in. And don't hold back what you think or feel. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care.